All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Uh, I woke up this morning at 8 o'clock, and I've been on Deuteronomy 28. And when I went into Deuteronomy 28, y'all, let me tell you what he showed me so many different things. So many things were shown to me in Deuteronomy uh, 28, and I thought I was pretty much done with Deuteronomy 28 because I said, "Oh no, this is what you call the end game." And the end game, it's something I think and I feel without a doubt that we all that proclaim that we are Israel and Judah, we should dissect beginning to the end of Deuteronomy 28. But what we did, we used it and abused it and disowned it and tossed it away. We decided to go up in it and only pull out 3 to 4 words that can best fit the situation to prove that we are the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. Instead of embracing the history of Deuteronomy 28, they turned their whole face and back away from Deuteronomy 28 so that they could only use it when they see fit to use it. To me, I called it, they have used it and abused it. But in spite of it, ain't nobody gonna get hurt from it at the end, but you. So he put it there, not he put it there, because there are a lot of stuff that was smeared. He suffered it to be there so that we could, through him, go into it and get the fullness thereof. But instead, we decided to go into Deuteronomy just to search for the slave ship, the yoke around the neck, the oppressed, to being oppressed, and these are the only words that we took out of Deuteronomy 28. We didn't seek that give and gave that he gave us and he had given us in Deuteronomy, the first verse to the 19th verse. We didn't see all these good things he did and he gave us, but we came into the end. So I know you've been at the end of Deuteronomy 28. You can fool anybody you want. But I know you've been up in Deuteronomy 28 and you've been to the point of the end game, but you chose to use deception and deceiving many. So no one would go into Deuteronomy 28 end game, which is the end, which started, I say, from verse 16 all the way to the end. You never went into it and covered it as history. So this is what melanated people who say that they are the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah, this is how cunning and conniving they are. They decided to pull out of Deuteronomy 28 only words that fits their belief, their religion, their understanding. Okay, they didn't pull out the whole Deuteronomy 28 as a history for their young black women, not black, but melanated children, nor their young adults, male and female. They did that. That's how cunning and conniving of people are. So when it is said that they are a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient, but as a prophetess in the wilderness and are a part of the tribe of Judah, I say to you that I've seen Judah be the ugliest thing on the face of the earth and carry so much deception among their own people. There's no truth in what they're saying. It's no truth the way they walking. There's no truth in the way they talking, and it's no truth in the way they conducting themselves. Even to today, the year 2024. Now, there are melanated people that will go to a top of a hill and to the lower part of the earth, proclaiming that their history has been stolen from them. But what the Father revealed to me 8 o'clock this morning when I got into the study of Deuteronomy 28, he said, see, Deborah? I said, Father, they hooping and hollering, talking about their history. What I realized, they use their own people to deceive them greater than what the heathens and Gentiles had already done. So this is why I'm not allowed to take words and battle with the heathens and Gentiles, because I know their end. I know their direction. I can't go up battling them in a way that proving that they this. Wait a minute. The roar in me already have proven to me who they are. My mission was to go into the tribe of Judah, not even the 11 tribes, the tribe of Judah. That's my calling. That's my purpose. That's my mission. And to stand on top of their heads. You see? And I, Sister Deborah, as a prophetess in the wilderness, I say unto you all, it is more lies among your own kind, your own nation, than it is outside of your nation. We hoop and we holler about how they stole our history. They lied on our history. They did this and they did that. Then the Father pulled me up and said, now, Deborah, can you see this here? You see what you said? I'm like, yeah. Why did they leave this history out? Why ain't they teaching this to their children? They did the same thing the stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient forefathers did. They've been turned away from anything righteous. They've been turned away from me being their Yah. And then they now want people to think that everybody on the earth is bothering them and have never looked at themselves in the mirror to see themselves. You see, because they can't. They already have the mindset of stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. Who do you think they like that to? Not Sister Deborah, not to their nation, but to a creator who called them his children, or who called them by their forefathers' seed. Here we are in Deuteronomy 28 again, and I know last year and the year before prior, I kept teaching the message on Deuteronomy end game, Deuteronomy 28 end game. But here I am again. This is where the Father has brought me to again. And he says that they want to talk about history. Oh, and how the heathens and Gentiles and all over the world has hidden the history, and they took their history from them, and they've done this and they've done that and undone this. And the Father wants me to tell you, what are they to say to now, the year 2024? Still yet, the history is right before them. And yet, they sliding it around the four corners in deception, lying, so they can deceive their own nation even more. And this is why the nation, if you take Judah to be 100, let's say 100 million. Out of Judah, 100 million, you'd be lucky if you get 100,000 out of it that understand a little of Judah. So what happened to the other million? What happened to the other 99 million? What happened? They in the Christian church, they in the Catholic church, they in the Jehovah's Witness, they in the Muslim, they all over the place. Because even the small portion of Judah that feel that they have awakened, they have came to some such great knowledge. They can see, they are the children, they are the people, but yet he said they are the biggest liars amongst the nation, the whole nation, if Israel and Judah. Judah is, because they had a chance and an opportunity to tell the truth of the matter, because now we can't blame it on Gentiles and heathens, said the Most High Yah. It's been years, and yet you're still lying. And he was explaining to me, he said, now you never understood why they couldn't go into Deuteronomy 28 end game. They weren't going up into Deuteronomy 28 end game, because Deuteronomy 28 end game tells a lot about really who they are. And they're hiding the identity of who they are, so that the true, they call themselves the true Jews, the true children of the Most High Yah, has still been deceived by their own nation, because they don't want you to know that there is an end game. So my idea of when I woke up this morning, okay, this here end game, I want to know about this until you are destroyed. I mean, tell me, Father, is this destroy mean really what it's saying, Father Yah? He said, yeah, Deborah, it's meaning that. And it's going beyond mental. It's going beyond mental. Because this is what happened throughout times. He always destroyed and took away the bad seeds and destroyed the bad seeds, even with David, with Moses, with even around Abraham. He always got rid of the bad seeds in the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. He always. Jacob, Isaac, and Jacob. I mean, he always got rid of the bad seed. And here we are in the year of 2023, and the same house of Israel and tribe of Judah, especially the tribe of Judah, because they was set to be the example for the other tribes. But if they can't tell their own tribe the truth, then what is left? So I would just want to go into this. And he took me so deep to the point where he said, like, Deborah, there's many people thinking they going out with substance. He said, they thinking that when they leave out of Babylon, they're going to take substance. No, they're not. He said that they thinking, and in their mind, it's because they never did their study with Deuteronomy 28, verse 16, all the way to the end of Deuteronomy 28. They stopped at the word ships, the word iron around your neck, and the word oppress. They stopped there because that gave them enough to build up on their own self religion, their own self cult, and their own self denomination to deceive the mass. And they did an excellent job with the little who think that there's something in them that is waking. Now, here in Deuteronomy 28, when I see the word, when I see verse 19, I'm going to, and this is what he told me. He said, they thinking they coming out with substance. And I'm like, they sure do. They sure do. They really think they coming up out of this land with substance. You know what bothered me really bad today? You know what bothered me really bad? They're going to even go through the tribulation. They're going through that bad boy. They're going to be in it. It's going to be like he's going to how would I purge what is heathens out. Many ain't going to stand. I can see it already. Because I'm like trying to figure out, well, why am I seeing this thing and feeling this thing, and I'm feeling it. You feeling it now. Wait till it's off for you as a feeling, and now you're going to see it upon the people. Then you won't have to feel it because you're feeling it now. Because to me, it's very confusing, because I'm like, why are you, they don't know. No. These who you saying that don't know, Deborah, these are people who got to see what I'm talking about. They want to play with me. They don't believe what they hear. They have to see it, but they don't understand. You're going to see it when it's applied upon you. And you ain't going to be able to get out of it. So Even today, I told him, as I did my walk, I said, thank you so much for allowing me to go through the fire right now, Father. Because, I mean, it is some fire. It really, really is. And I think about Yeshua. How did you survive it? Even with all you had, how did you make it? Because it's just that powerful, y'all, to be on this earth and see all these things actually taking place. And one might say, well, what do you see that we don't see? It depends where you at. Are you in the light? Have the light? Do you know spirit and truth? Have you been taught, or are you taught in the wilderness where he telling you, showing you the reality of it all? You see, you have to be in him a way that he would be able to teach you and show you these things. And in the process of it, you feeling it. He ain't teaching you and showing you to tell everybody else. He first wants you to know it and you to feel it. And I told him this morning, I said, I sure feel it, Father. I can feel this thing. Totally different than everybody else. And I try to piece the pieces together. And I said, but why was my life created this way? He said, so that you can be where you at and they to be where they at. That's why. And then I start to think, ooh-wee! I'm so thankful, Father, that I did not go that way. The left side. Now, as he was explaining to me, he said many of these people thinking they coming up out of here first and foremost, then they thinking that they're going to leave with substance. How are you going to leave with substance, y'all? The Father in the heavens taught me what the substance was. I just said, okay, they say they're going to leave out with substance like they did in Exodus. He said, see how bent they are? They've been up and they've been down. The substance that they left out of Egypt was things that they needed. They got over there even with golden calf. He told them to give them silver and gold. See, they didn't even know. I still the one told them they had to give it to them. But what did they do with it? I already knew what they were going to do with it. And then he began to tell me, but did you see where they went to? They didn't go nowhere. He said, Deborah, when they came out with the substance that they came out with, which was plenty, he said, where did they go with it? Nowhere but to the wilderness. They never made it to the promised land. I'm like, wow, I never thought of it like that. He said, so the people today don't understand the promised land that we're going to enter in is going to be holy. Praise the mighty Yah. It's going to be so holy, they going to think it's the Garden of Eden all over again. That's in Ezekiel 36. They're going to think it's the Garden of Eden all over again. And the word of Yah is going to come to the mountain. His word is going to come to the mountain. His words are going to come to the trees and to the rocks and to the ground. His word is going to speak like it did in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 2. He spoke it and his power brought it forth. It's coming again to this promised land. And this promised land is not the promise of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It is the promise of the spiritual Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To those who going to reign in the kingdom, and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob shall be there. This is not the promise to the flesh of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He honored that promise, and he fulfilled it with Joshua. Joshua rolled them straight into the promised land. They each had their own, you might as well say, state. It probably was bigger than the state, but they all had what they needed. They was in want for nothing. The richest land on the face of the earth, the Father gave them all that they need, floating with milk and honey. He fulfilled what he said to Abraham. Now he's going to pull up with the other fulfillment. When the people come out of here, they coming out as the spiritual Israel and Judah. Ain't coming to the one that Abraham and Isaac was promised, the land. Oh, they coming out big time. They coming out, but they coming out. Israel. Here is the Israel that's coming out. This is the Israel right here that's coming out. that's going to the spiritual promised land. You see? So all this stuff that everybody is talking about, this is why you see our nation of people clowning. And ain't nobody talking about it. You know why? The Father was explaining to me today. Because they were lying to their own people all this time. They talk about the Christians. They talk about even those who are in Catholics and why black people's into this and they into that and they into that. You ain't told them nothing no better. You ain't told them nothing no different. But lies just to get your page in on your likes and your subscribers. You never told the people spirit and truth. You never told them about how excellent righteous is and that they don't need you to stand by it. It stands alone that when they come out, when the spiritual Israel come out, and that's the small remnant that he's taking to the promised land, when they come out, they ain't coming out with the trash of Babylon. Praise the mighty God. Like until Israel coming out of Egypt with the trash they came out with. You see? But where was they coming out to go? To the wilderness. Y'all got it bit if you think it's like unto where he's about to take us. And that's why he said, your own nation have deceived you greater than this world. Yeshua was on the mountaintop on Mount Olive speaking to disciples privately, telling them what the day is going to bring and what is going to be upon them. He was talking to Israel and Judah. And here today, they don't have no history of anything that nobody spoke that will cut in and out of them because they don't want to be cut in, y'all. They don't want to be cut out. They want to be stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient to all. What are they disobedient to? Righteous. Y'all didn't know they did you. You all didn't know that, did you? You thinking they just disobedient, stiff-necked, and disobedient, and what else is it? Stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. No, baby, they back to righteous. You never thought of it like that, but that's what it is. They this way to righteous. And when I sit back and I'm listening to him tell me, he said, Deborah, you forgot something. Pull up in the tubes. And I'm like, he said, tubes. He said, you know that substance that they came out with substance, and it wasn't called substance, but they came out with great things coming out, silver and gold and cattle and stuff. They came out of Egypt with. He said, yeah. He said they came out with a lot of stuff to take to the wilderness. But their ignorance is they ain't going to the wilderness this time. You're going to the promised land, the spiritual promised land, floating with milk and honey. Everything on that land gonna be holy. So that's why he got to clean you up. The moment you step in, bam, he's gonna clean in it and everything about you up and out. Why? Because you're walking on holy ground. You ain't going to the wilderness, you guys. You're going to the promised land. And I believe on our way there, it's going to be great many that's going to fall by the wayside. Many. But when we get to that promised land, it ain't going to be like what y'all used to or what you heard or what somebody told you. Your sight is going to be shocked. Your smell is going to be shocked. Everything about it, you're going to be shocked to know where you at now. So when we talk about substance, he said, we ain't coming out of here with no substance. He said, you're going to, in verse what? Let's go here. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 19. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in. So when we was dispersed on all and scattered, we were cursed. But he said something. And cursed shall thou be. Cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. So you're going to be cursed when you go out. You see? They're not going to teach you all that. They're not going to tell you all that. This is the lies he said that Israel and Judah will lie about to keep their own people from knowing the truth. And this is why they're running around here chasing what you call it, reparations. Chasing when they did this, they took this from us, they did this, they did this, they did it. The father sitting there said, did they not read? They ain't going to. Because they're afraid if you read it, you'll see that they've been lying to you all the time. You will see them for who y'all see them to be. That's why nobody don't want to go in there and read it. Now, it's like I say, the whole book been smeared by the Roman Catholics. I already know that. But when the ruach of the Creator pull up, anything smeared, he's going to straighten it up. That's another thing none of the people Judah don't want to accept. They don't want to have nothing and no contact, no dealing with the ruach of the Creator. Why? Because they can't teach you the lies if the ruach got to be the speaker. They can't teach you a lie if the homasiach got to be the head, which is Christ. They want to be the head. They want to be the ruler. They want to be the leader. The same thing Satan wanted in the kingdom. The flesh of man wants on the earth to rule and control. That's why they so eager for women to be submissive. You don't want no flesh to be submissive to you if they spirit ain't submissive to the Most High y'all. What the rats behind y'all talking about? You see how messed up the mind is of the flesh? If a woman is not submitted to the Most High y'all, you better not want her to submit to your flesh. Because that's what it's all about. Control and power. Same thing that was in the kingdom. That mess is down here on the earth. 100. That's why Adam didn't submit to his sin. Never did submit to his sin. His name is being called in the garden. Oh, first thing he should say, oh, I know I'm wrong. We did wrong. I did wrong. I did it. I did what you told me not to. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, you gonna get me now. I'm finna get a butt whooping. No. That woman you gave me, she did it. You see? Same man then, same now. He never went anywhere because men never did want to come and tell the truth. They'd rather tell a lie and get by with it and say, I cross that bridge when I get to it. Like Adam, I cross that bridge when I get to it. You gonna have a bridge to cross, bro, because you chose Satan's seed. You didn't choose it. Satan chose you. So how about that? How about that? So when you go to Deuteronomy 28 and he says, cursed shall thou be when thou cometh in, and cursed shall thou be when thou go out. So how is they going to give you something before you leave out if you're going to be cursed when you take your tail out? The curse is going to be still yet on you in and out. So what do you want them to give you? Reparation going out? And the Father want me to share something with you all because you're too so lost. He want me to let you know that substance goes two ways. And I was like, no, you didn't go there with me this morning. It's early, Father. Y'all, it's too early. You don't go there with me. I just know you ain't going there with me that way. And I was like, oh, man, yes, you are. You going there, ain't you? He said, come on. We finna go. We finna rumble. He said, Deborah, there's two substances. I said, two substance? These people thinking they going out with the things that this country gonna give them to go out with. He said, they don't understand. You ain't going to the wilderness. You actually going to heading to the promised land. In Egypt, Israel was going through the wilderness. And ain't that where they remain? Dead in the wilderness. They never made it to the promised land. Those babies did, but they didn't. You see how we are gearing up as if we so holy than thou. We are so perfect and so excellent, and we are the opposite because we never respect the Deuteronomy 28 curse. We dishonor it, we profaned it, and we lied on it, and we still or deceiving many within it. Because we didn't want the people, just like the heathens and Gentiles might not have wanted us to know who we were. The Father said, ain't nobody had nothing hidden. That's why Solomon said, nothing is hidden under the sun. That means it's always been there where you be. And he said that all of this are talking about they're going to take out substance. You ain't taking nothing out. It ain't like they finna give you the world and give you everything they got. Why? Because you're going through the tribulation, people. People going to be killing each other. Do y'all not all understand what the tribulation is? Do you not know? You're going to be in here in Babylon during the tribulation. There's so many things even happening to now. And I'll be like, Father, is it time? Is it time? Is it time for us to get out of here? Look, you ain't seen nothing yet, Deborah. I said, but I have, Father. No, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because you think that everybody's going to escape the tribulation, the judgment, and the wrath that's on this earth. That's to say that you're thinking you're going to run out before Revelation, even in the middle or in the midst. No, you ain't. You're going to be right here. And when you start to see, just like the days of Noah, that the people going to continue as they are today, but you should see, going to see what's going on in the world. It's going to make you or it's going to break you. Because it's happening now. But he, the Father, got y'all blind. And I'm like seeing this stuff saying, but you ain't letting them see it. I'm seeing it and I can't. Deborah, didn't I give you the endurance spirit? But it still feel like fine. Yep, you gonna feel it. Everything Yeshua felt all that time he was on here. Even the ideal of that hour, which was at hand. He felt that thing. But he went on through with it. Because he did too have the endurance spirit to help him to do what? Endure it. And who was his endurance spirit? Hamashiach, Christ, all power. You see? So he's saying that they're saying that they're going to go out with stuff. They ain't going nowhere. The small remnant that's going out, they're going out with Yah. How about that? How about that? The ones that went with Moses, when they went out of Moses, they went and Moses and Aaron, they followed them. But another thing the Father had told me today, and I said, I remember you teaching me that. I remember that. He said, Deborah, the whole host of heaven was leading their butt out because they didn't have the sense to pull on out. And I'm like, I think that's probably been about 15 years ago when he taught me that. He said, Deborah, the whole host of heavens led them out because they didn't have the sense to get their butts up and get their tails out of Egypt. He said it took the whole host of heavens to lead them out. I thought that was so beautiful. When the Father showed that to me and taught me that through it gave me the scriptures, I was like, a whole host of heavens is on the scene, ain't they? I said, but they don't know they there. He said, no. Because these are stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people. They was murmuring from the time they left out to the time they got to the wilderness and didn't stop. So this is the type of people. So what did the Most High did? What did he do? Hey, host, let's pull them on out. He had to have the whole host of heaven to bring their tails out. He couldn't, Moses ain't brought nobody out. Aaron ain't brought nobody out. It was all, go back and read it. The whole host of heaven brought their tails out. And direct them and led them to the promised land. He said, this time I'm coming. Ooh, wow. I'm taking mine out. And it's just a small remnant, Deborah. It ain't a lot. It's just a small one. I know it is. Because if I can sit here as a prophetess on this earth today, 2024, and I can look at Deuteronomy endgame and these Negro men and women, I ain't gonna say Negroes, I'm gonna say melanated people, who call themselves the tribe of Judah, don't know they left and they right in Deuteronomy 28 endgame, they have lied. And he said, even those who won't even go in it to look at it and even see it, it doesn't matter. It ain't like it ain't in there. He said, ain't like it ain't in there. It's right there dead before them. So these are the things that he said that that he had his T's crossed and his I's dotted. He said, Deborah, that's how he's telling me to be able to get what he actually has done and created in heaven. He made sure they had everything to where they can, when they stand before their judgment and say, even though they're going to be lying too, hey, you didn't have it. You never did. It was plainly seen all the time. Nobody on the earth is confessing spirit and truth. Nobody on this earth is confessing. And when I say nobody, I'm just speaking of a large number. I'm not saying everybody. They won't confess the light. How can you not? How can you not confess the light? Because if the light ain't in them, Deborah, how can they confess something that they don't have? It's gone. So in Deuteronomy 28, he was showing me how they ain't coming out with anything. And guess why? Because the remnant that's coming out, it's going to be his own small remnant. It's going to be his remnant, said the Most High Yah, that's coming out. So they're going to be handpicked by Yah. They're going to already be handpicked by Yah. So they don't need the trash of Babylon. I'm bringing Babylon down, all the way down to the debris where it never exists again. So why do you need to take their debris out? Like Lot's wife, when she got out, she had to look back because she was wanting to be where they were and what she left behind. You better get your butt up and get ready and get your tail out of here. And you have to be that way in the inner man, not the outer man. It's what you are in the inner man. If your inner man ain't ready to get out of here with the Most High God, don't expect your outer man to be ready. Because the inner has to be ready where he abides. He's coming for those that are in him and he in them. And he's going to pull them out. He ain't pulling them out based on some substance that this United Snakes can give them. For what? This is a curse I put you in. Curse coming in and curse going out. Why would I want you to take the stuff that they didn't give you the 400 years, but it's time for them to give it to you to take it out? Where are you taking it to? You ain't taking it to my holy place, which is the promised land. Where you gonna take that trash to? You ain't taking nothing. All this chaos that's in this land as of today, just imagine what it's gonna be. Ain't nobody gonna even have water and food and nothing. But you gonna pull up out of here with great substance. And then he explained it to me. He said, now, Deborah, you didn't think to put that in the tubes. I said, I sure didn't. And I thank you, Father, y'all, because I learned something from you every chance I get. He said there was two. There was two, you guys. They poured out with two substances. The natural substance and the spiritual substance. But he said that those that are coming out, his small remnant, out of the four corners that was scattered, they're coming out with nothing but something. You're coming out with nothing but something. You're coming out of, when you get out, you're going to have something. But nothing. Because something is spiritual. Nothing is what you left behind. Something is what you're coming out with. But nothing is what you're going to leave behind. Because you're going to a place that I have already prepared. And it is holy. The trees, the ground, the mountains, the land. They know it's holy. Because I spoke my word and I told them, I'm bringing you in. Get it right. So now he's saying that he said the substance were there with the first Israel that came out of Egypt. And I said, it was. He said, yes, Deborah. But they was only concerned about the substance of gold and silver and food and cattle and all that material, that stuff for the flesh. But the ones that's coming out, they ain't going to have to worry about nothing for the flesh because I got it already prepared in the wilderness. Not in the wilderness, in the promised land that's going to be holy. Minds are not going to be a mind of wondering, well, okay, well, I should have brought this, I should have brought that, or waiting for United States something. How they going to give you something and they ain't going to have nothing during the tribulation? Do y'all understand that? I guess you don't. The tribulation is not a place or time in which you was born and United States had this. No. You don't understand. You ain't read Revelation 18. You ain't read Revelation, period. Because if you did, you will see that it's going to be a chaos. What is it they going to want to freely give you when they going to be here like purge, killing you and everybody else? The government already want to take your bank account, want to take your food. They ain't already giving you all this poison in the food and water and everything you buy. It's got something in it to destroy your inside. And you sitting around thinking that you're going to take something up out of here. I guess that's another reason why he has taught me to look at what you're eating. See what they got in here? Deborah, look at that. You want to get that bag of chips? You know it's only made up of oil. And y'all might not even know now. When you buy chips, look on the back of the bag. Strictly 3 or 4 different oils. That's all it is. And then at the bottom of it, bioengineer. Do y'all know what that is? He said they don't care. It don't matter. Because that's how far gone people are away from what is righteous, what is truth. So I'm like saying, okay, so now you're pulling up with 2. Can you share with me? I know the first one, they came out in Egypt, out of Egypt with gold, silver, all kind of things. They came out of Egypt with. But we that are coming out, we're coming because he handpicked us. Oh yeah, he picked us, the small remnant. And when I say us, I include myself, but I might be asleep by then. You see what I'm saying? And when I say by then, that could be next year, the year, 2 years, 3 years, but I might be asleep. It can be 6 months from now. I might be asleep. So, but I want to include myself because I don't believe he invested this much in me for me to not be included, either when I'm asleep and I wake up and see glory, or when I'll be judged into the Lamb Book of Life, or I get to walk therein to the promised land. And the reason why I believe that promised land is because I don't think he's just giving me all of this just to be, that it could be buried away. I don't know. Because I even say to him all the time, but why are you just teaching me this? Why are you just showing me this? And it's just a handful every day, you guys, every day. So what he was telling me, there's 2. He said that when Egypt came out, when Israel came out of Egypt, okay, they had 2. They had substance for their flesh, and then they had substance for their spirit. Let me give it to you. Exodus chapter 6, verse 6 and 8. In Exodus chapter 6, verse 6 and 8, and it reads, wherefore said unto the children of Israel, I am Yah, and I will bring you out from under the burdens, there go one, of Egypt. And I would rid you out of their bondage. That's 2, bondage. And I will redeem you with a stretched out arm. That's 3. And I will, and with judgment, 4. These here were the spiritual substance that he brought you out of Egypt with. That's deep. When he told me that, I was like, and this is in Exodus chapter 6 and verse 6 through 84. Through 8. Father, you said burdens, meaning you're going to take their burdens off of them. You're going to free them from bondage. That's 2. You're going to redeem them. That's 3. You're going to pull out their right hand. He called it that stretched out arm. Praise the mighty God. He gonna pull out the stretched out arm. That's 3. And then he say, and with great judgment. 4. That's what's the substance that the Ruach used, the Father used, which is his Ruach, to bring them out. And the other substance they came out with was gold, silver, cattle, and so on. But he just showing you there's 2 substances. He wants you all to understand to come out this time. You coming out of bondage, captivity. You see, he's redeeming you. And he's going to judge the nation that had you in bondage. That's 3. And then he's going to use his power. That's 4. Let me show you the example. Why Sister Deborah is trying to get you all to see that that's the substance your butt getting out of here with. Take that. How about that? Put that in the book bag. Put that in the bag. Pack that in a suitcase. Because that's what he's going to bring your tail out. That's the substance your tail going to walk out with. How about that? How about that? What does it say about faith? What does it say about faith? Faith is the substance. It is a substance because it belongs to Yah. It's a substance. It's one of his substance. So we're going to get up out of here with substance that Yah is going to give us when he pull us out of Israel that's on the 4 corners. With his substance is he's going to deliver us and pull us out. That's the substance we're going to get out of here with. How about putting that in a suitcase? Put that in your backpack. Put it in the bag. How about that? That's the substance we need to be looking for. Not the trash of this country. The food they already poisoning everybody with. The water, they putting all kind of stuff in it, and y'all too crazy enough to not see it. Especially this bottle stuff, these gallons of stuff. The air they pollute. So what you gonna go out of here with? What substance do you want? Currency gonna be out of bounds. So what are you taking out? They're causing people banking, taking their currency. So what are you going out with? Oh, they're gonna give you silver and gold, huh? See, this is what people don't understand. They need to go back to Egypt and realize that Exodus there was going to the wilderness. This Exodus here is heading to the promised land. And you better take on the substance that was spiritual then. And the reason why Egypt acted fool, the reason why Israel acted fool their whole journey is because they was dealing with substance, materialistic things, and never looked at the fact that there was substance that brought your tail out. You went out with it. He set you free, didn't he? That's 1. He had a stretched out arm, didn't he? Yes. Didn't he bring you out a burden? And didn't he pull a burden off of you? That's 2. Didn't he bring you out of bondage? That's 3. Did he redeem you? That's 4. Did he use that stretched out arm on your butt? Yes. And did he use judgment to bring your tail out? Those were the spiritual substance that now one of you all ever thought to even give it consideration that, wait a minute. Now one of you never thought that the whole host of heaven brought their tails out. Not no Moses and Aaron. The whole host of heavens brought their butts out of Egypt. See, y'all got it bent. Oh, I better stop saying that. My daughter said, Mama, you don't sound right saying bent. My daughter, my baby girl said, Mama, don't say that. That's so funny. I said, what? She said, you don't sound right saying bent. Because I told you got me bent. But yeah, so what he was revealing to me, he said, why they're thinking, Deborah, that they're going to take this trash that okay, if the United States is already poisoning your butt, what do you want to come out of here with that they're going to give you? This place called it's China owned. It's TEMU. If you all know the things, the chemicals that they putting on that stuff that they sending over here, you will. What are you gonna go out here with? Ain't they tampering with your money now? Haven't they raised everything up sky high? Do you really believe gold and silver is gonna get victory here in this country? You lost already, because it's not. This is a world one. Oh, okay. I know what you think you're going out with. You got to get the chip. How about that? You got to get the chip. Y'all, come on, back that thing up so you can get some sense into what you're thinking. This is what they're gonna have people buying and selling with. The chip. So what they gonna get you coming out? Oh, they're gonna chip you up and chip you out? Come on. Think. This is because we reject what Yah has put before us. He put a lot out for us to study, but he wanted us to tarry for his ruach so we can get an understanding. So when he was telling me today that they thinking they coming out with substance, Deborah, they coming out with substance, but they coming out with the spiritual substance. Because those that I didn't handpick, they coming out, they on mine. You're coming out with spiritual substance, people. That means you're going to totally depend on the spiritual creator, not what they going to give you. Because as we read Deuteronomy 28, we finna find out some things. And I just want to know the outcome of what you're about to hear. And I just want to, because I was saying to the Father, I said, some of this stuff ain't kicking in, y'all, here with Sister Deborah. Some of it ain't kicking in, but the Father broke a lot of it down to me. And it made sense like it made sense once before, because when I go here to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 20, it says, Yah shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, rebuke, in all that thou set thy hand unto for to do. What is he going to do? Yah said, Yah shall send. And when I see all these verses saying, Yah shall, and I'm like saying, wait a minute now, Father, Yah, something going on here. How powerful is this destroying thing? I want to I don't know if I want to really feel it to the heaviness, but I want some kind of understanding. Now listen to what it says. And verse 20, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 20. Yah shall send upon thee curse, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed. There go one. Until thou be destroyed. And then it goes to verse 21. I want to go to verse 21. We're going to stick with Deuteronomy 28. And it says, and Yah shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he has consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. Now, I do know this is when we are running K-wire, because they coming to seize our land, and our land is no longer ours anymore, and we're just running crazy, because the curse has hit, and we're running all over the place trying to find, I guess, our way. Now, here in 21, it says, the Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he has consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess. And like I said, I know this is at the beginning when the promised land was taken from us. Verse 22, the Lord shall smite thee, which is Yah shall smite thee with the consumption and with a fever and with inflammation and with extreme burning and with the sword and with blasting and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thy perish. Perish almost sound like destroyed. Then when I get to 24, we still in Deuteronomy 28 and 24. Yah shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. I think of Sudan back in the days when I was a young girl, seeing all that their grounds was like dust and sun will beat up on them and they got flies all over them. And I was just, when I read that, I thought about Sudan and the people in Sudan back in the days when I was a little girl, and I used to always tell my how I was going to take care of all the poor people. I would sit and watch television just to see the babies with the swollen bellies and the sick mothers and the sick fathers with flies all over. I just thought, I just knew I was going to take care of all the poor in the world. Verse 25, we still in Deuteronomy 28, verse 25. And Yah shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemy. Now let's drop down to verse 27. And Yah will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, rods, and with the scab, and with the itching whereof thou canst not be healed. Verse 28. And Yah shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Now we down to verse 29. And that Yah shall go at noonday as the blind gopeth in the darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed, spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Then I get over here to verse 33, and I want you all to sum it up. I want you all to sum this up. Verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knoweth not eat up. Nation which thou knoweth not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away. 34. That was 33. 34. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. So it's something you got to see. Okay. Verse 35. And Yah shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore bouch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy feet unto the top of thy head. Ooh-wee! That's deep. Verse 36. And Yah shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, into a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shall thou serve other gods. See, we thinking we serving Christians. Now, this is where y'all messed up at. You know how we said we serving Christians and we serving Muslims and we serving Catholics? Here it is telling you, you're going to serve other gods. So when they sit here bashing what they don't understand, why are you bashing and not coming into the end game of it? Bring this thing to the core. Don't be over here bashing them and then don't have no spirit and truth, no light behind it. Now here he's telling you how, and thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stones. Wait a minute, other gods. We shall. Now watch this here. Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Now we in 44. In verse 44. He shall lead to thee. No, he shall lend. 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. He's talking about the strangers. You know how you have a poor strangers and ain't got nothing? They still gonna be above us as a people, okay? And we still gonna be the tail. Even the poorest of the strangers gonna be above us, okay? Verse 45, moreover, all curse shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Now we're covering till thou be destroyed, but you got to also be covering Yah shall do these things, Yah shall do these, Yah shall do these. So the end, I want to see what will be your conclusion of what this here Deuteronomy end game is actually saying. Is it actually, what is it actually saying? And verse 45 says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee until thou be destroyed. Okay? And it says here, because thou hearken not unto the voice of Yah, thou to keep his commandments, his status, which he commanded thee. Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee a sign, and they shall be upon thee a sign for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Now listen to that. Let's hear that again. It says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Verse 48, therefore shall thou serve thy enemy, which Yah shall send against thee. Who's sending it? Yah shall send against thee. In what? Hunger, in thirst, in nakedness, and in want of all things. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until thou have been destroyed. Now they'll pick. Now listen to that. Have not thou heard all of them talk about that yoke around our neck? But why ain't they talking about it's this the other part that's connected to it? What other part is that, Deborah? What other part is that, Deborah? What other part is that? Until he have destroyed thee. So that yoke is around my neck until I am destroyed. Okay. Now watch this here. Verse 49. Yah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. See, when they are telling us about we're going to serve other gods and a tongue that we shall not understand, he told the same thing to Abraham in the dream. And a language we're not going to understand. So why are we over here trying to make them understand our language? Why? Why are we on the land of our captives trying to force a country that speaks their language to call their Jesus Yeshua? Why are we trying to force them to call their Yah Yahuwah? Why? Why? Because we messed up here. We don't understand here because we don't have him here. That's what's going on. To tell the truth, to shame the devil. Okay. And he said here, listen to this, 49. And Yah shall bring a nation against thee from far and from the end of the earth, as a swift as an eagle flyeth. A nation whose tongue, meaning language, thou shalt not understand. So why are we trying to make them understand, oh, it's not Jesus, it's Yeshua. Oh, it's not God, it's Yahuwah. Shut up. See, we and we're still not teaching Deuteronomy 28 end game. But we're going to tell them how it is. How you going to tell him? How you going to come to a land that was prophesied in Genesis to Abraham and what it was going to be like, and then you're going to come over here to the land and try to control it in a way that you're going to force it and tell it, when you all, it's the name ain't Yeshua, its name ain't Jesus, it's Yeshua. The name ain't Christ, it's Hamashiach. The name ain't God, it's Yahuwah. promised land floating with milk and honey instead of acting a fool to get your butt over here. You didn't practice it then. So why are you coming over here to the land that he has appointed you to be cursed by? Is it a curse? This thing is swimming way back in Genesis. Do y'all know what chapter Genesis 15 is located? It starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Genesis 15, he's giving this same revelation to Abraham. And here we are with the revelation and the fullness thereof. And we sitting here rejecting everything that has been put upon us instead of us saluting it so that y'all can let us glide on through this thing. And we're out here teaching our own nation a lie. So this is where I'm at now. 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed. And that was 51. Now watch this here. That was 51. Which also shall not leave thee any corn, neither corn, wine, or oil. They ain't gonna leave you but nothing. Or the increase of thy kin and flock, which is cows, of sheep, until they have destroyed thee. Now we are at verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother. His eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward his wife, his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. And they said that the reason why they leaving is because women chose government assistance and they had to put them out. The white man put them out the house. No. You left, bro. You didn't want the obligation like today. They don't want the obligation. They want to come in your house and rule, king, mess with your daughters, mess with your sons, and come in and out, drugging, drinking, and doing everything they want, and want you to uphold them like a king and a lion. Baby, you are never in your life, Judah, be a lion. Hamashiach. Yeshua Hamashiach is the lion of Judah. In case you didn't know that. Many of y'all don't know that. These men run around here talking about you a lion. Stand your tail 10 toes down. Jacob said and prophesied when he was dying, Judah, sit your tail down. You ain't gonna come up to be nothing. You're gonna be a cub coming up an old lion. You ain't gonna even wake up until the Lion of Judah pull up. Sit down. Stop clowning. You've been lying to your own nation and still lying. So in Deuteronomy 28 and 54, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brethren, and toward his wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Oh, but they said you left because she wanted welfare. You see that? You see what I'm saying? Now, he says also, let's continue because we want to say, he also says that also, so that, let's go to 55, so that he will not give to any of them of his flesh, of his children, whom he shall eat, because he has nothing left him in the siege, and in straitness wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. Now, here we go. 56. The tender and delicate women among you, and which could not adventure to set the soles of her feet upon the ground of delicacy, delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward her husband, same way, of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughters. And 57, and toward her young ones that come from out between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege. This is going on during the siege when they are coming in to Jerusalem and Israel. They're coming in Israel and taking and siege the promised land, taking it from us. Okay, so it's not like they're taking it from us. It's actually the will of the Father setting this forth to be. Now, this is what's strange. Now, listen to this here, y'all. Listen to this. Now we're in 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious, fearful name, the Lord thy Yah. That don't even make any sense. The Father said, you know, I ain't saying nothing like that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That was an ad. Telling putting you all this telling you in 58, if thou will not observe to do all these words with the S of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God. It's, you know, that's what they got here. But see, this shows you right here that somebody done added that in here. You can tell somebody added it in. Matter of fact, somebody could have added a lot of it in here. But what I'm saying is what we're going to sum it up with. Now, when you get to 61, it says, also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yah bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Now, right there, they kind of messed me up. That don't belong there. That don't even make any sense. That don't even make any sense. You see, that don't belong there. That's 61. And then when you get to 63, it says, and it shall come to pass that as Yah rejoice over you to do good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you. Now, I don't believe that either. Did y'all catch that? 63, listen to this. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will, so Yah will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to night, and ye shall be plucked from off the land, whether thou goest to possess. See, they added too much. Y'all don't have to say all that. See, that's why I say you need the Ruach of Yah, because he don't have to say all that. He glad he's going to do it. No. He don't have to say that. He's about what he's saying. He said what he's about, and he do it. He don't answer to you. He don't answer to me. He don't have to add all that. That's man. That's where you know they didn't add it. The problem I have with the whole Deuteronomy 28 is this. How could the fake Jews say that they are the Jews, but yet this is not applied? Deuteronomy 28 ain't applied to them. What, have they not read? Now, I'm going to show y'all some of what I'm talking about. Wait a minute. If you are the Jews and you say you are who you say you are, why ain't this applying to you? Why ain't you using this end game on you? Why is it what is in Deuteronomy 28 ain't spoken among you all, and it is not nailed to the wall as if it's you? And then when the Roman Catholic come in and smear some of it, they ain't smearing it to the point where they have smeared it. Don't get me wrong. I can see into that. But the problem I'm having is they almost kept a lot of it as if those that are the fake, the so-called true Jews, the so-called fake Jews, why ain't this being applied to them? Why ain't nobody? And it's just, guess what? When I said that to the Father, I said, Father, here's Deuteronomy 28. Why is it, if they are the real ones, why ain't this here, Deuteronomy 28, being applied to them? I mean, every church on the earth should be applying Deuteronomy 28 to them. Why aren't they? Because it shows them up too. See, that's what y'all don't understand. Deuteronomy 28 shows you and I up, and it shows them up too. That we ain't who we keep claiming we are. You see, we are deceiving the whole matter of what actually is taking place. And then the Roman Catholic come in and smear all of it to keep you from really getting the fullness. Now, someone out there, tell me, what do you think that this Deuteronomy 28, it's y'all time to talk. Talk to among each other in the live chat, and I'm going to be a reader. I'm going to just hear you, because the whole ideal is, if Deuteronomy 28, it comes so close to Judah, it comes so close to melanated people here on the earth. It comes real close, real close. So I'm trying to figure out, when, if you're the real one, why ain't you applying Deuteronomy to you? Or why all the churches that says that you are the true Jews, why ain't they applying Deuteronomy 28 to you? Because Deuteronomy 28 does the same thing for the fake Jews as it does to the real one. Set y'all tails down. That's why. It sets the boat down. Why? It's too potent, y'all. It's too potent for them to handle. You see, they saying, "Oh no, he can't do that. Oh no, that ain't us right there. Oh no, that ain't gonna happen to us." Same thing with the melanated Judah. They ain't claiming this Deuteronomy 28. No, they're not. They won't even claim the first part where he's just telling us how much he's gonna give and gave us. In the first part is beautiful, just telling us how much he's gonna give and gave us. But when they throw down in starting with 19, 18. Yeah, verse 17, 18, 19, they cut out. So all we need is the ships coming over in ships, oppressed, and we need the iron around our neck, the yoke around my neck. That's all we're going to take out of here. That's what the so-called Hebrew Israelites did. They took only that out of Deuteronomy 28. So they cut out on y'all just like the fake ones did. So I said unto y'all earlier, how can you tell the difference who's who and what's what? Neither one of them is standing in righteous. You see, they both shooting out, but they shooting out their own way. They stay away from the things that the Father is saying to the world, the whole world today regarding what belongs to him. They staying away from it because they didn't turn this thing so upside down. They don't even want to go back and research themselves to see, well, wait a minute, what do we do here? Let's get this right, y'all. Let's get this right. If he's talking to us in Deuteronomy 28, what is he talking about? And this is my question to you all. What is he talking about, all this destroying? Why is he putting all this on us? And what is being said? What would you think? Is he all this destroying until they are destroyed, and what all he gonna submit us, and he's gonna do this and do this. And yes, this wasn't why we are here, just here in this land. It started when we lost our promised land. So a lot of it is telling you about us trying to run and get away and hide and try to find a place to live, and everything gonna always be taken from us to here we are in this land. And he already told you, you ain't gonna have nothing even when you are settled in where he scattered you in Ezekiel 36. He said he scattered you and dispersed you on the four corners according to your ways. Meaning your ways were so funky to him, he took you to the exact land that was just as funky as you were and land your butt there. How about that? Let's go there. Ezekiel 36. And he was shooting into Ezekiel regarding this, because I don't think Ezekiel really got he somewhere. I don't think he was really getting it till he shot into him. And wherefore pour my fear. Let's go. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 18. Wherefore I poured my fears upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols, wherefore they had polluted it. Now, how you gonna pollute a place that's holy? Come on, y'all. All this he done gave you, flow with milk and honey. You see? Now watch this here. And I, Ahijah, scattered them among the heathens, and they were dispersed throughout the country according to their way and according to their doing. I judged their bad tears. He scattered you according to your way and your doing. Well, how did he scatter you? To the land that's like unto you. So when you sit and talk about here, it's about right. Because when I'm sitting here looking at the fake ones over here in Israel, then I'm looking at the tribe of Judah over here horse mouthing, And I'm like, baby, you ain't doing nothing no different than they doing. They murdering, you murdering. You messing with children and homosexual and all that mess they doing. What are y'all doing that's so different? Y'all doing the same doing thing. But yet you both of y'all saying y'all, come on now. So what do y'all have to do? He said, stand back. I'm coming for what's mine. Spiritual devil. I don't know what they talking about. You see? Y'all just, and the men of Judah, they just want to teach these people to get likes and subscribers. They want to be famed. I'm going to tell you something. When I was walking today, I thought about what Satan only wanted. He wanted to be the power and the control. He wanted that in the kingdom. Just imagine being in the kingdom with the creator and you want his power and his control. So if he gets kicked down here, this is the mindset of those. And this is why you see a lot of men saying a woman should be submissive. It's a mindset of power and control. You've been submissive since Genesis, the book of Genesis, let me see, the 3rd chapter. You've been power and control. Look where you're at today. Power and control over evil and wicked. That's all you have proven to y'all since Genesis. It's the same trick, and it's given to the Satan's seeds. So anybody, let's see here what we got. Yep, that's right. No truth in them. And I think that's the one of the main key. No truth, no spirit, no truth. He sure was. He sure was when he said he was pleased to bruise his son in Isaiah 53 and verse 10. But do you understand when he said he was pleased to bruise his son? He was pleased to bruise his son. Which son was that? Son of Yah or the son of man? Would you say, Deborah, go to Isaiah 53? And this is where you're gonna, and this is where the tears begin to shed. 53 and verse 10. Someone want to pick up that one? Isaiah 53 and verse 10. Remember, the Lord was pleased to bruise his son. Isaiah 53 and verse 10. Okay, let's see here. That was the son of man. That was the son of man. And yep, that was the son of man. Yep, that was the son of man. Yep, that's what we'll say it. And when he did that, when he pleased to bruise his son, that was before the foundation of the world. He was slaughtered. He was already put up for the sacrifice. Still stiff-necked. The revelation about me following the 4 lies for 4 years until I learned better. Then the truth is being told. You know what, you all, the best teacher you can have is not Deborah, it's not nobody but Yah. And I'm telling you, it's real, y'all. It's realer than real. His ruach is realer than real. That's right. When you put him like that, that's that part he was talking about. Seek ye the kingdom. That's a good thing. Good night. Yep. And I think it is. And that's I think if we understand that's pretty much all it is, it's like a chastising. You know how a father would chastise his children, or even a mother. But you know how we chastise our children. A lot of times, it's not. It's just a word of chastising. Okay, a word of discipline, a word of correction. But in this day and time, people don't understand that chastising is needed. I know that it's needed for me. Because that every time I'm chastised by y'all, I don't get nothing, but I feel good about it, because I feel good, because for me to be flesh and he's willing to chastise me, and while he live in me and teach me and lead me, I feel good about the fact that he can chastise me and discipline me. And if we can look at it, just like you just said, as a chastising, that's a good thing. And not something personal. You know what I'm saying? Even this curse, he didn't intend for us to take this curse personal. He just intended for us to look at, hey, we've been wronging him all this time. He should have knocked us across our head. But people don't look at it like that. They look at it as, oh, the world is in it, and it's, oh, we can't have this. And they look at it wrong, because they aren't used to nobody telling them. That's how a Judah is. They ain't used to following directions. That's what you call stiff-neck rebellion and disobedience. They don't want no correction. And you got here Job chapter 5 and verse 17. Behold, happy is the man whom Yah correct. Therefore, despite not thy chastising of the Almighty. See that, and that's all it is. It's just a form of chastising. He is the comforter. Yes, that's right. He is. He's the best. That's right. And when we start to realize he ain't trying to do nothing to hurt us, he can hurt us with a blink of an eye. He created us. He can do what he wants. But if he chose to chastise us and discipline us through a way of showing us, y'all been doing this here since the beginning of time, I'm gonna put y'all in this situation. And all he wanted us to do is learn something out of it. And do you know, I, as a prophetess in the wilderness, I think 99.9 still ain't learned nothing. I'm gonna be honest. But it follows the narrow gate. Very few shall find the way. So it do match it. It matches it to the T. Because he said, find it the way. Very few shall find it the way. So it makes a lot of sense. And did you know, you are so right. I think do you know that's all he wants us to do is accept our judgment, our chastising, but they ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. And that's his whole thing with us. Is we just think that we're gonna sit here and lead and guide these people and make everybody, like a lot of people telling people today, they saying that it's time to prosper. We're gonna get this. He gonna give us this. He gonna give us this, and he gonna give us this, and he gonna do that. But they ain't realizing, what did you learn while you were here? And that is it. And do you know? I think it was in I'm gonna have to get that verse where he's talking about all he wanted us to do is to accept our judgment. That's all. Now here it is. Now listen to this, you guys. Listen to this here. This is in Leviticus Leviticus chapter 26. In Leviticus chapter 26, let me see if this is it. Listen to this in verse 39. Just listen to this. In Leviticus chapter 26 and 39. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity, in your enemies' land. Woo-wee. And also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them. That's scary. That is scary, because that's the same way today. I think it's the same way today. Listen to this. Leviticus chapter 26 and 39. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemies' land. Wow, lands. And also in iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them. If they, now listen to this, if they shall confess their iniquities and the iniquities of their fathers with their trespass, which they trespass against me, and that also they have walked contrary against me, unto me. And I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies. If then their uncircumcised heart be humble, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity. Verse 42. Then will I remember the covenant with Jacob, and also the covenant with Isaac, and also the covenant with Abraham will I remember, and I will remember the land. They don't believe nothing. They don't believe that. They don't think. Now, I like what he said. Why don't they just accept their punishment? That's what he told me over and over 2 years ago. Deborah, it's about them accepting their punishment. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They never done it. So I'm not expecting them to do it. That's why they don't understand why the curse, there is a curse there. I do know the Roman Catholic has smeared a lot in Deuteronomy 28, but I believe that there is a curse that has been put there for a reason. And I salute him for it. I really do. Because even in the midst of the curse, 99.9 still have not gripped their wrongdoing, their evil, and their wickedness. They still have not gripped it. Yep, the gift of salvation is eternal life. What I did, I know that's right. In my school, 2 years, Yahoo speak. I know that's right. Life-saving lesson. Yep. So, what do you think about Deuteronomy 28? Do you think that somewhere, what do you think about the power of, and Yah said, and Yah is going to do this, 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 Yah is going to do that. And it kept saying, all together, I think I got 9 verses. I used to have 6. When I went over it this morning, I see it's 9. Said, until thou art destroyed. What do you think that is really said? Anybody in the live chat? When he said, until thou art destroyed. What would you think? Because it runs straight, it runs us straight into Revelation. And my ex-husband kept telling me for the last 2 weeks, he said, what did he say? 2/3 are going to die or something. I don't know what he keep telling me. I don't know why he keeps saying that. And come to think of it, he been saying it for 2 weeks. A couple of days ago, he was telling me, it says that 2/3 are going to, And I'm like, where are you coming with that? I know I've heard it, but I'm just still saying it. That's all he say. He says that all the time. In the last 2 weeks, he at least said it to me about 9 times or maybe more. And I'm just trying to figure out why does he keep saying that? Yeah. Do you think that the curse match us as, I would say, the tribe of Judah? Or do you think it's the whole house of Israel? Or is it more so the tribe of Judah, majority of the tribe of Judah, and the curse itself? Uh, my thing is, I'm trying to understand why it's not included, it is excluded in teaching. I have not in all my life have heard a pastor, a bishop, a prophet, a prophetess, nobody, a Maureen, a seer, a watchman, a priest. I haven't heard no one teach Deuteronomy 28. And it's almost like we search so hard for history books, lost books. We search here and there. But I think the greatest search should be in Deuteronomy 28, because the search of Deuteronomy, the history of Deuteronomy 28, it's not hidden. It's clearly seen before us, but everybody go every way outside of the right way to really see into, wait a minute now, what is this saying? Because if people would teach Deuteronomy 28 in, which would start from Deuteronomy 28 verse let's say 17 all the way to the end, most likely, with no doubt, they already know it's telling them that there's an end. And it's an end that carry great power, and everybody hides from it. That's why you don't hear nobody. I heard in the last 2 weeks, I think I ain't listened to it, but I saw 6 different topics on Deuteronomy 28. I wouldn't even go in it because I already know that they're not going into Deuteronomy with truth, with righteous. They're going in it to fulfill only the part that they want you to think that they know something. But to me, you have to hit that ball all the way out the park. You ain't got no business going to first base, second base, or third base. You need to go all the way home run on that bad boy on Deuteronomy 28. It should be a home run. Yep, it's soon. It's very soon. Right. But why is Judah so hung up on the 12 tribes? Don't you think they should be working on themselves? But they're not going to. Ain't no even saying that. Judah need to be working on themselves, always trying to boast and up onto the whole house of Israel. They got much work. Do you all understand? Judah was the one that Jacob told that, okay, your brothers and them gonna be looking up to you. So how can the house? That's why I wonder. I said I don't see no other of the 11 tribes, none of them coming up to stand on our left or our right. Why? They won't have nothing to do with us. But if Judah is the one that Jacob said before he died, Judah, your brother's name is going to look up to you. What happened? Where's the 11 tribes? Why ain't they on our left and our right? Come on now. Nobody won't answer it because nobody don't know it. Those are the things nobody talk about, nobody answer. But you sit and you tell the world they took away your history. Now, what is your history? What history can come close to Deuteronomy 28 if you want to really dig deep and say your history? It can take you 400 years. Take you 400 years back. Pull you all the way up 400 years to the present. Come on now. What more history do you need than that? Oh, they don't want it, Deborah. That's not the type of history they're looking for. They want to blame everybody. Oh, they took our history. They stole our history. They hid our history. All of that is a bunch of lies. Because if you can't wrestle with Deuteronomy 28, you can't wrestle with no history that's lost, found, or whatever. That's why I don't listen to nobody talking about no books. Yep, Judah he's supposed to be and was the kings. But I don't understand why ain't our tribe. I just don't understand why that they never met their obligation. Why? But then Jacob said it. Deborah, I told you. They ain't going to do nothing. They're going to be an old lion crouched down, meaning lazy, until Shiloh come, which is the Lion of Judah. Yes, it is. And that you see how you said it. It is destruction. That's why you see how you're saying it. Wouldn't you think that they would say, well, we need to get right with this Deuteronomy 28 and find out what we need to do right? They don't want to go into it because exactly what you just said. It is an end game is destruction. They don't want to touch that. That's so confusing to me, even being a prophetess in the wilderness and hearing y'all teach me this. I'm like saying, I know what you said, Father. I heard Jacob, but you mean to tell me they ain't No, Deborah. If I told you I got a small remnant, you better understand what that means in me, which you might not. Because I guess because I would want every one of us to get out of here. So, and y'all just said two really good ones, and you are so right. One was saying about the end game is destruction, and it revealed those that don't repent for the sin of our ancestors and ourselves. The other one says Yah is reminding me of his promise to do what he said he is going to do, cursing curse coming in and curse going out. It isn't being spoken of because it convicts. Now, see, there you go. It convict themselves within. See, I knew it. That's what I'm thinking. Is it something that causes, and like the other one says, it's also destruction. They staying away from, I guess because we went through so much here in the 400 years. They want to paint a pretty picture. But that would be deceiving and deception because you ain't telling the people the fullness of what this thing gonna pan out to be. You don't give them nothing to where they can say, well, no, y'all, we wrong. We need to get this right. Why is it that we run out and we want their history books to be? How dare we? Why do we want them to correct the name of their Jesus, the name of their God? Why haven't we correct him in us? Why? Why haven't we even looked at the history? The Father is saying, Deborah, they have. It's just the same stiff-necked and disobedient people that I took and ran out of the promised land. This is what you're dealing with today. The same one that got ran up out of the promised land, and I cursed their tail up out of there. See, this is where the problem is at. See, and they're not, and yes, they feel too convicted, and they've been told a bunch of lies, and they want to blame everything, especially our men who don't want women to speak. They want to be able to blame everything and everybody, and they're afraid if women speak, been truth and righteous, gonna stand up. They know that. They know it. But they got these men thinking something different. And they can think whatever they want. Adam never told the truth in the garden, so it don't matter. Yep, Moses was talking to the whole house of Israel. You think it's all of Israel? Yep, it is what it is. Dysfunction. Think. Yep. What you say, the fall of mankind was in the garden, orchestrated in the heavens. Yes, it was. Exactly. That's why he come up with the prayer when we pray, like it is on earth as it is in heaven. And that's another thing I think that Judah don't tell the truth of the whole matter. And I think a lot of us don't. We don't want to give the glory, give Yah the glory and the honor that he has such an excellent plan. He has such an excellent blueprint in the kingdom. Because we so busy trying to get the glory for ourselves and the honor. We don't want to give the honor and the glory to where it really needs to rest therein, just so we as people can be able to run the journey in which we're going to run, whether we like it or not. But at least we'll run with him. She said Judah did. Judah led the house of Israel to sin. I can believe it too. I mean, you probably think I'm crazy because I'm laughing, because I just can't get over Judah having the history that shows that they could have done better. You can do better. Come on now, Judah. The others are looking at you. Jacob told. Let me see what Jacob was saying. In Genesis 49. Genesis 49. Let's see what Jacob was saying. Jacob has said, call unto his sons and said, gather yourself together that I may tell you what shall befall you in the last days. Now, Jacob's about. Now, when he get down to verse 8, Genesis 49 and verse 8, Judah, thou art he whom thy brothers shall praise. See? You see what I'm saying? He's telling Judah that your brothers them going to look up to you. And there's other verses telling Judah that. But why ain't you doing something? Judah, I mean, it's just not in Judah to do what is right. It's just not in them. So you said Moses was talking to the whole house of Israel, but only Judah went into captivities to the four corners because they led Israel into sin. I can really, you know what? That's how I see it now, though. I see that Judah is leading Judah into sin. They're not telling us anything or not leading us in any shape, form, or fashion. But then Jacob also said, he said, Judah is a lion whelp, which is like a cub, from the prey. My son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He crouches like a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Nobody. Until Yeshua comes, the Lion of Judah. And this is why it's telling you Judah ain't gonna get up. See, this is why I say that they run around and try to find the history of where all the tribes are at. Oh, we got them over here. Oh, this is the promised land over here. Shut your mouth and wait on the promised land that's in the bosom of the Most High Yah. You don't know nothing. Why everybody want to pinpoint the land? Why don't we just wait on Yah? Trust on Yah. Believe on Yah. Let Yah lead and guide us. Show us. Teach us. No, we want to go and running in front of him, telling him where the promised land is at. You don't know where the promised land is at because you don't know where you come from. I don't even think of where it's at. I could care less where it's at. I just want to be where he want me at. And if that's 6 foot under, there I shall be. This is how we have to see this creator and stop trying to make him think, or not even make him think because he know our thoughts. Stop trying to make and deceive people. Yeah, he told me that he separated the wheat from the tare already. Oh, yeah? That's it. Be patient. Exactly. And just make sure in our patience that we put him on the pedestal as high as it can go. You know, and not put Sister Deborah, this pastor, this bishop, this priest. Shut all that mess down. Put him where he belongs. The highest pedestal. But yeah, Jacob told her that Judah wasn't going to get up. So, but guess what? Yah still ain't gonna bring his out, regardless. He's still gonna get his remnant up out of here. He says it's gonna be a small one, Deborah, but I get what's mine. This thing is gonna finish the way I say it's gonna finish. And that's another thing, and that's what bothers me about Judah. Now, say for instance, if he called me for the whole house of Israel, you see what I'm saying? Or he called me to deal with the Gentiles. No, he called me in Judah. And that's where I'm going to remain. That's why I be on top of their head. I ain't got time to be messing with these heathen and these Gentiles. They ain't going to change. It already told me that. I believe what Yah says. It's already done told me that they ain't going to change. But I know they ain't, and Yah ain't going to change what he going to do to them either. That's right. That is so true. He sure did put Yeshua down, down in the midst. So where they can't run up there, come judgment saying this and that. See, and that's why it says that they gonna lay their lazy tails down until Yeshua comes. So he's always been there. That's who we were supposed to mimic. He come to show us how to love. I call it, I can say love. That's a man word. But a man may not, when I say man, not a male or female, but a man word on the earth. If I say that Yeshua was trying to show us how much the Most High has given and gave us, and that we need to give and gave others to represent that what he has given and gave us, we should be giving and gave to others. And this is how we should walk, and this is how we should conduct ourselves. Ain't nobody paying attention to Yeshua. Nobody. You hear nobody talking about his footprints. You know how we step in his footprints in the way that he go. And we know we can't be as perfect as he was. But the difference between the perfect that he was he was in it in the flesh and in the spirit. But we can only be perfect in the spirit. We can't be perfect in the flesh because our flesh is here on a sinful earth. You see what I'm saying? So ain't nobody here perfect. People gonna do wrong. People gonna say wrong. People gonna think wrong. People gonna feel wrong. That's my daily prayer. Is help the Father help me from the inside out to teach me from the inside how to correct this outside. ready to commit ourselves a living sacrifice. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Yep, you're right. Yep. Heaven already had it locked in. So that's probably why they won't go into it. That's a good point. That's an excellent point. The curse of the beginning, the curse of being destroyed goes beyond Deuteronomy 28. The end game start in the heavens. Deuteronomy 28 just put the icing on the cake. They was distinct, destined to be destroyed from the heavens. You right, you right. That's true. That is true. So that can also be why no one would talk about it. It means all praise to the Most High Yah. I know that's right too. All praise to the Most High Yah. I know that's right because heaven got it first before anything hit down here. That is so true. That's it. Romans 12. I beseech, Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of Yah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yah, which is your reasonable servants. That's what it says. That is it. Show right. But yeah, that just, when I learned about in Deuteronomy 28, it just done something to me to know that there were two substances. There was a substance for materialistic things, for the flesh that they left out of Egypt with. But then the Father shows me in Exodus 6 and 6 through 8 that they left out with the spiritual substance, which was burden was taken off of them. Bondage was taken off. They were out of bondage. He redeemed them. It says, and with a stretched out arm, that's that power, and great judgment. He judged them during the time he was bringing them out, not Israel, but the Egypt. That's why Israel didn't experience the plagues. They didn't experience the death, you know what I'm saying? Or the passing away of the first son and the different plagues. They didn't experience it. But this is what I was saying. I said, Father, they didn't experience it, nor did they appreciate it. You see what I'm saying? Why is it that anybody knows why did the Father hardens Pharaoh's heart that he not let the people go? Do anybody really know? Why would you harden their heart, Pharaoh's heart, so he would not let the people go? You knew Pharaoh loved Moses, and Moses loved Pharaoh, and Pharaoh would have allowed the people to go. But why did you harden Pharaoh's heart that he shall not let the people go? They didn't embrace it at all. I mean, at all. And I was like, all that they didn't they leave out with a lot of stuff. Did you see the stuff that they left out with? They left out with a lot of stuff. I had no idea that they had left out with all that. And they still was not grateful. They were not thankful. So, in what you're saying, it plays a role into that question I just said. The purpose of him hardening Pharaoh's heart wasn't because of Pharaoh and his people. It was because of Israel. Let me see, you probably have them. There it is. He was just trying to show his power and what he can do for them. And just think how sad that is. Here we are. You are exactly right. The Most High was trying to show Israel his power and what he would do for them. That's why he hardens Pharaoh's heart. Exactly. It didn't have nothing to do with Pharaoh and his people. He used that to show that they can see his power and see what he capable of doing for them. They walked out with all they had, murmured from the time they left out. They didn't even get to the wilderness and was still complaining. You see what I'm saying? That's why this here end time, this here promised land is not like the wilderness as Egypt came out and went to the wilderness for 50 years. I mean, for a long time, but they remained and they died off there in that wilderness. They never made it to the promised land. So what I'm saying is they never recognized at all. They never that's the whole overall. He let them stay right there in that wilderness. He didn't let them come out because these were the same one. He did all those signs, miracles, and wonders on their behalf to Pharaoh. And I just knew when he told them to put the blood over the blood post, and when the death came back and them people, they woke up and they realized all these people was dead, but their children were, you would have thought that light would have came on, but it didn't. It didn't. And that same point is where we at today. When I'm saying Deuteronomy and they ain't even looking nowhere near it. And what he tells me, Deborah, this need be, get in your lane. You know, the gate is narrow. It still fall back into knowing that these things need be. It ain't nothing we can do. It ain't nothing we can say. We can't put this thing together. We can't preach this thing. We can't teach this thing. We can't nothing. That's just pretty much it. It's nothing we can do but stay in the race. That's all that's the only thing I can come up with. Just stay in the race. Keep running. And anything he's willing to show you, show it. Outside of that, it's nothing else. Because it's the same thing. And they never thought, but wait a minute, y'all, when he brought us out in Egypt, but all they see, we gonna leave out with substance. We leaving out of here with this stuff. They gonna give us stuff. Okay. In Egypt, they gave them stuff. Did you know what it was? Materialistic things. And they was going somewhere else. They weren't going to the promised land. They were supposed to go to the promised land. They went to the wilderness. So that trash that they was taking, he knew it wasn't going to be worth the dime. Because they was complaining from the time they left to the time they got there. They never paid any attention to the Most High Yah and his power. Bondage was still in them. Yep, that is so right. That's really good. That's really good. Because they belong to the serpent. That is so right. And we have to say that though, don't we? Because see, we can't keep saying that these all are Yah's children. You get what I'm saying? We can't just keep giving these people this mindset that these are the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These are what the men and women are teaching and preaching to escape from the reality that you are, what do you say, sheep. You call yourself sheep in wolf clothing. You know that you're not the sheep. But yet you figured I can use that I'm Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I can use that I'm the true Jew. I can use that we are the chosen people. I can use all of this. And they fail to see Genesis 3 and 15. Everybody either the serpent seed or the spiritual seed. You can't be both of them. You got to be one or the other. Whether you came out of Egypt or whether you come out of the United States, you got to be one or the other. And this is another thing about their history that they don't know of. Because answer this here. If I'm looking at those over there that said that they Jews, and I'm looking at my own nation that said that they're Jews, but you can't see no difference in them. You get what I'm saying? Just because you melanated, that will make you special. Just because you Judah and you've been on the scattered on the four corners, do that make you special? Come on now. Why would a creator look high and look low and see you melanated being the tribe of Judah, but then you the serpent seed, but you going to heaven? No, y'all, that's bent. The first chance. And that shocked me. Did you know I never got caught up in that message. But when I heard what they were doing and saying, I said, wait a minute. Then I began to ask the Father, why did you let them give them silver and gold? You knew they was going to make that calf. What? You see what I'm saying? You knew they was going to do all of this. He said, yeah, I knew it. That's why I poured their tails in the wilderness. And that's where they died. Deborah, how you like me now? You see? And that's the same thing with this Exodus. And that's what they will not teach. They will not preach. They just assume we're all getting up out of here. Forget what everybody's doing. And honestly, y'all don't even know. If we had 100 million of Judah, y'all, it's going to be a handful to get up out of here. It is not going to be the whole tribe of Judah. And Judah out there killing each other? Come on. Now, what people first thing they say, but everybody else, who gives a rat's behind what everybody else is doing? I can't care about everybody else when I know my mission is for Judah. I ain't got time even for the 11 tribes to be caught up in the 11 tribes. My mission is for Judah. And that's the one I step in and out of. You see? So therefore, I already know what he got planned for the Gentiles and the heathens. Russia, Mega, China. Once you sit up under him and let him be the speaker and the teacher, he'll show you things and you'll be like, oh, so that's it, huh? That's it. You see, that's how he is. He just wants us to be just patient and seek him to be the teacher from the inside out, not the outside teaching you what it's supposed to be while you think he on the inside of you. If he ain't being your teacher from the inside, he ain't no part of you. Yeah, they wanted to turn back. Sure, they did. Yeah, they wanted to and talk about you brought us out of here. They said that so many times. Yeah. And did you know that man can play some tricks on you? That's why he says that you are your own worst enemy. And that's why a lot of people don't believe that. Why are you your own worst enemy? Because when you come down here, you already who you are. So if you your own worst enemy and you want to continue in the way that you are, you your own worst enemy. Once you know what my thing is, I'm doing, you guys. I'm working on me. I'm trying to, I'm getting to the point, not getting to the point. I'm working on me. I want to know more about me. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, and the more I want to know about me, the more the Father keep revealing. You ain't escaping nothing. So go on, sit down somewhere. You already know you. But I it's just that I feel that there got to be more to me than this. This got to be. And he keeps saying, ain't no more to it than what I've given you to be. But it's just seemed like that's what I be saying. I say I'm gonna work on me. And you know what? The more I say I'm gonna work on me, the more the Father said, "What is there you gonna work on? If greater is me that is in thee, then what you got to work on if I'm working on you from the inside." Oh, you talked about it on Facebook yesterday? It's just strange. It's just so strange. And I guess because I just want, I want to, I guess in a sense, want to hear it. Uh, but I guess that gate is as narrow, sister, as he said is, huh? It's really as narrow as he said. Not that I'm trying to make him out a lie, but when you a living witness and not a dead one, you still tends because you still human on the flesh side. But I'll be like, mm. The dog, I went to bring him, unchain him so he can go outside. And I said, okay, I have a hard time getting his chain off when you're moving all over the place, and I need you to sit. That dog looked at me like, I'm not going to sit. I said, I tell you what. I grabbed that stick. I hit his tail. I said, now, guess what? You're going to be here another 4 hours. I left his tail 4 hours. Left your tail down there. Now, how you like me now? I go back down there and I look at him. He looked up at me. First thing he did was sit down. That dog don't know, baby. You got the wrong one. You got the wrong one. You better sit your tail down. Yep. Yeah, he sure did. He got up. He acted like he had some sense. I said, now you're sitting down, but guess what? You're going to spend another hour. See you later. Went back upstairs. Came down another 2 hours. He looked at me. He sat his butt down. I said, now it's time to get up and get out. I left him down there for like 6 hours. I didn't let him up and didn't feed him. Oh, no. This sister don't rumble that way. He's smart too. I just wish I had somebody that could take him, but they wouldn't treat him like I treat him. It's something with, I know it's with dogs and cats. It's almost like I can communicate, you know what I'm saying, in a way. And my dog is a pit bull, and I don't let him even think. You pull up if you want to. He don't give me no problems, so he don't. Yeah, he don't give me no problem. But yes, and the Father, like I said, he was showing me, and that's something I learned. I didn't know that there was a spiritual substance. The substance that they left out in Egypt, they got gold, silver, all kind of cows, lamb. They got everything. They took out everything. And he was saying that they took out substance for the flesh, but they also received substance from the spirit. And what he showed me, that he said that the spirit has substance. He said, do you know that, Deborah? The spirit has substance. And the first verse he gave me was faith is the what? Substance of things unseen. It is a substance. And when he said that, I'm like, sure is. He said that's what it all is. It's substance. That's the spiritual substance. And then that's when he was showing me, see, they came out with no more burdens. They wasn't in bondage. I can't brought them out of bondage. I redeemed them. He said he even stretched out his stretched out arm. And he said the great judgment. That's how they came out. Those are the spiritual things that brought them out, that they never looked into. They never knew. They just grabbing the silver and gold and everything that they could take out. In the same process, I don't know if y'all know this, they was complaining even when they had. I was like, Father, really? He said, yes, Deborah. They was complaining all the way through. I was like, see? And they talking about that you gonna come back and get all of them. Okay. And then he took me to Deuteronomy 33. And in Deuteronomy 33 in verse 11, bless Yah his substance and accept the work of his hands. Smite through the lion of them that rise against him, and of him that hate him, and they rise not again. Now listen to what he says. Deuteronomy 33 and verse 11. Bless Yah his substance. His substance. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that when you say substance, you pull up with two. The one for the flesh and the one for the spirit. And it says, bless Yah his substance and accept the work of his right hand, that are the power, smite through the lion of them that rise against him, and them that hate him, that they rise not again. Why? Because blessed is Yah's his substance. So we have never been taught that when Israel came out, just like the whole, y'all go back and read when he brought them out and see what he talking about. The hosts of heavens brought them out. See that you don't hear that in nobody's church and nobody's camp or nobody's page or nothing. Oh, because they don't know nothing about that. See, this is when I used to say all the time to y'all, we need to give the glory back to where glory needs, the power back to where it's due. And stop trying to take it and claim it as ours. And that's what remember he said, denying the power thereof, because they want to teach this thing without the power. That's where the problem's at. They want to teach it without the power. You see, and they never knew the substance. So he said, this time they're coming out with the spiritual substance only. Because when they coming out, don't forget, they're going to have it to where you have to have a chip in your right hand or in your forehead. They're going to close your banks. You ain't going to be able to buy. So all of these things that's taking place, Babylon is already in lining up with the tribulation and the judgment of Yah and the wrath of the Father. So let me tell you something. It ain't going to be nothing you want from Babylon but to get out of here. But you got so many people sitting here telling them they got to give you this, they got to give you. They done already showed you that Deuteronomy stands when they brought the migrants over here and taking care of them over you. So they telling you so much is being shown to you that it's not going to go the way we say it should go, or the way we feel it should go, or they wrong this, they wrong that, they wrong that. You better back your tail back up in Deuteronomy and hear what it said. Because while you trying to get it your way, it's still going to go back his way. And a lot of you all might not have known this. Say, for instance, you buy land. If you stay over in another country and you buy land over here, and if you move back to your country, you lose your land. It's not your land. So that lets you know it wasn't your land from the beginning. You can't lease that land to nobody. You can't let somebody build on that land. It goes back to the United States, even though you done bought it. You see, this country is a reason why he's coming after it. It is a reason why he's finna bring this thing down. Have a good day. And a blessing, a gift and a blessing. Yeah. And I think I'll be getting up out, and we went to 2 hours. Oh my y'all. Oh my y'all. But yes, so we're going to first and foremost, I'd like to say thanks, and I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in to tonight. And hope I want you to have a wonderful evening and sleep well. Do you all sleep well? Do anybody in the live chat have problems sleeping? Anybody in the live chat has problems sleeping? Look like everybody's sleeping well. So that's really good. That's good. That's good. Because it's so important to get sleep. So important. So important. Because I believe a lot, there's so many people, if y'all don't know this, a lot of y'all might know this, there's so many people on medication just to sleep. Yes, a lot of people. So Sister Deborah, not me either. All right. So Sister Deborah says, I will be back, and I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live chat. Praise the Most High God. Shalom and shalom.